Bill, Bob, Steve, Mary, Ike, some I can see, some I only hear, Leroy, Frank, and Eric. Did I miss any of the commissioners?
Nope.
Okay, and I see Chief Walsh, Chief Stanley, Donald, and I see the tip of Gavin.
Yeah, we got Gavin, Valerie, Brian, and Suchitra. And
Okay.
Amanda's at the front desk. She's
Okay.
on though.
Okay, so as we were mentioning, let's give a try to the Pledge of Allegiance. So I pledge allegiance
To the flag
to the flag of the United States of America, to
of
the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay.
Nothing else.
Okay, I have a historical fact. Does anyone know when the Pledge of Allegiance started? For the Chicago World's Fair in the 1890s. That somebody decided that somebody should do something all around the nation. I just read this in a book the other day. I was surprised.
What year was it, Donald?
We're not there.
1890s or something.
Oh,
We were
okay.
gonna say play ball.
Yeah.
I just saw a video on one of the news shows that a teacher here locally had her grade school children doing the Pledge of Allegiance. So I know some schools don't do that anymore, but I'm glad to hear that some are. Okay, approval of the minutes from the October 12th meeting. They should have been in your commission package. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second? Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed with a nay? Any abstain? Okay, the minutes are approved. I don't see anyone on from the public. I'll just ask, is there any public comment? But it looks like everybody's from the district or the commission. Okay, Chief's report.
Okay, first, I want to, as we process through this COVID since March, the district obviously has still worked 365. So I did want to say that I have 3 firefighters here tonight who have risen to the rank of engineer during this COVID. And we really hadn't had the opportunity to recognize them, and particularly with you all not here. So I'm glad so many of you are on the Zoom call so that you can see. So everybody has their masks on. I want you to know we're trying to be as safe as possible. So I won't be shaking hands with them, but I am going to call them up and I am going to pin them as we normally would. And then hopefully somewhere down the line, we can have all their families in and do this again. But I really wanted to make sure that we had the opportunity to recognize, and that you could see that we recognize our firefighters as they move into engineer. These 3 firefighters have moved from firefighter to the engineer position. As you know, that means they drive the heavy equipment. They got to get us to where we got to go on all the calls, and it's extremely important that their job, they take it seriously. To become an engineer, they have to have several classes, then they take a written exam, and then they have a practical exam in order to demonstrate that they can perform the functions that we would require an engineer to perform. Many times that includes aerial operations, pumping at fires, being able to draft from a static water source, and so on. In addition to knowing where we're going and getting their officer and the crew to the call. So I really want to appreciate and thank you guys for stepping up and making sure that you've done what you did necessary to promote your St. John's Fire District. So one by one, I'll call you, and I'm not going to be 6 feet because I'm not, but we'll do our best. Adam Zambruski. I wanted to introduce Adam Zambruski, moving from firefighter to engineer for St. John's Fire District. Because how often do you wear this shirt?
I had to dig it up. Flag. Thank you.
I
Can't
caught you.
sanitize.
We're gonna redo that. We're gonna redo that one, Adam.
Redo?
Let's redo that one. I got Chief pulling her mask down.
I know.
Everybody else is telling us.
It's literally you going,
Right?
one more, okay,
All right.
Sign of the times.
perfect, thank you.
It is a sign of the times, right? So, okay. Mr. Fox. Don't mind me getting my hand sanitizer. I'm trying to keep you guys safe too, because you guys gotta go back on. All right. Firefighter Fox to now Engineer Fox.
Yeah.
Well, tell us how you really feel. right?
Same size.
Okay.
Same size.
Thank you.
The camera?
Put the hand sanitizer on the wall.
There you go.
All right. And Fred, come on up. Congratulations, Fred. Now you've been through a lot and you still managed to successfully complete engineer. So I appreciate it and thank you for your service very much. And I didn't pin that all the way, guys, so I'm just letting you know so you don't lose it. All right. Thank you. And Fred Taylor. So we want you to know. So I want everybody to give him a round of applause, please. Thank you. Thank you very much. I wanted to give the commissioners an opportunity to say something to these young men before I release them and let them go. Normally you guys would do that at the end of the evening, but I really want them to hear what you have to say, so.
Okay.
Not all at once.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I
Okay. I'd like to say to the new engineers, congratulations. I know it's a big step going from firefighter to engineer, and I say just to be careful, stay up on your training, continue to train your firefighters, and they'll take care of you as you took care of your engineer, and continue to try to advance in the department and train as you go along. And I'm here to tell you, be safe. And I appreciate everything you're doing, you and your family, supporting all of us here on the island. Thank you.
Leroy, do you want to go next?
Yeah, I can. I want to congratulate the engineers. Thank you for stepping up. Remember to keep the apparatus in between the white lines until you run off the road. Again, be safe. Please remember to familiarize yourself with all the new areas. And if you happen to see some fire hydrants that aren't marked properly because they're covered with the brush, please let someone know so we can make sure that they get them cleaned up for you. Again, congratulations, and thank you, and be safe.
Bill, do you want to go next?
Congratulations to engineers Zembrowski, Fox, and Taylor. That's quite an accomplishment. And as Leroy said, drive safely out there with those rather large apparatus that you're driving.
Bob?
I'd just like to thank the engineers. We're very proud of you. Significant accomplishment. Keep up the good work.
Steve?
Congratulations to the engineers. Thank you for doing everything that needed to accomplish this promotion, and please stay safe.
Mary?
I ditto what the other commissioner said, but I will say to the newlyweds, congratulations to you on your new task. I know it's been a big step. Stay safe, stay loyal, and we'll continue to pray for you. Thank you.
Frank?
I just want to congratulate the three new engineers, Stotts, Brewski, and Taylor. Congratulations, guys, on a great accomplishment. Like the other commissioner said, please continue to drive safely as you're driving that very large apparatus, and make sure you know the district well, and please take advantage of all the great training programs that St. John's offers. So congratulations, great accomplishment. Very proud of you three. Keep up the great work.
Harry?
I'd like to congratulate the 3 new engineers, and I appreciate the steps they're taking forward with the district. There's more weight on their shoulders than they really think at this time. Right now, it's exciting because they've moved ahead, but it's a big deal that they've been promoted to engineer. They have to get the water to our firefighters to protect our community. We support y'all 100% and keep up the good work and continue to advance at the district. Thank you very much.
I'd like to also congratulate all the firefighters that have been promoted to engineer. I know there's a lot of time dedicated to all the training that you need to complete, whether it's studying or driving. And we appreciate the fact that you've worked hard to fulfill this accomplishment. And I really like when we promote from within. So I'm really glad to hear that we have 3 individuals that have been promoted to engineers. So good luck and be safe.
Thank you. Again, one last round of applause, and I'll let you guys be on your way.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
So again, what time is difference? So we can take pictures with your family.
Yeah, picture with the camera.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you all.
Congratulations, guys.
Appreciate it. Good night.
Thank you too.
Okay. All right, so thank you very much, because, you know, this has been a tough year, and sometimes it's easy for them to forget how much we appreciate, and we would like to acknowledge it with COVID keeps throwing a wrench in all this. And so I thought, you know, it's time we're trying to work our way back into training as safely as possible in the training room and do what needs to be done while continuing to social distance. So I just thought it would be really beneficial to hear it all coming from you, because I know you guys say it all the time, but they don't always get to hear it, you know, straight from you. So I'm really glad about that. Okay, I have one. So we had 6 new recruits, experienced firefighters start today. Valerie put them through orientation, and the orientation packets, well, actually 5, and then 1 came back from the military. So, but a total of 6 going back through the processes and processing through St. John's Fire District to getting to know what we do and what we may do differently from where they came from. As many of you are aware, we had the election. We were a polling station at headquarters that went very smooth. Both our Commissioner Leroy Blake and our HR person Valerie worked this site without incident, which was extremely helpful. So we didn't really have, we had only 1 crowd early in the morning. The rest pretty much processed through easily. Probably a lot of that had to do with early voting and mail-in ballots. So hopefully, you know, someone will pay attention to that for the future. In the meantime, this past week, we attended a meeting for the PGA. It appears everything is on track to have the PGA in May. We went over a couple of things. We also invited our partners who would be part of at least our auto response, the city of Charleston. There will be some spillover into the executive airport as far as what the PGA will need. And so City of Charleston will handle the more sophisticated hazmat issues at that. And that's going to be a processes center for any packages that may arrive, any mail that may arrive for the PGA will go to the executive airport first. And that is technically City of Charleston regardless. So that is fitting that they should head that up. When we get into executive session, we'll talk a little bit about what we discussed in our HR meeting that we had also last week. Some changes to an SOG that we discussed, the healthcare increases, and my desire to hire 3 additional officers to move towards having an officer on every piece of apparatus 24 hours a day. I think that's all I have. Gavin, you want to give the stats?
Yeah, so how's everybody doing tonight? We had in October of 2020, St. John's answered the call 264 times. Johns Island accounted for 174 incidents. Watermill had 17. Kiowa had 46, and Seabrook had 27. And that's it for the stats, unless anybody has any questions. All right.
No questions? Okay. Good. We'll move that toward you then. All right. For fire prevention.
Happy Monday, everybody. For the month of October, St. John's Fire District installed 26 smoke alarms and also completed one car seat inspection as well. Our big thing we started up and we just started promoting this is our annual Stuff a Truck program. So the last couple of years, spearheaded by Captain Manti, we've done the Stuff a Truck, which is similar to Toys for Tots, except we keep everything local. So everything stays here. Food Lion is partnering with us and donating meals for all the families this year. So basically what we do is we get with the school district, we identify families in our area that need a little bit extra or a little bit help. And obviously a lot of people this year, I think will be feeling the tightness on that. So we partner with them. And so if you can spread the word to your neighbors, friends, unwrap toys, you can bring them to any of our fire stations. And you'll be helping Christmas cheer this year. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. I do want to mention we've had a couple of expenses in the $3,000, $4,000 range on some vehicles for as far as repair of equipment. But those have been some of our major expenses in the last couple of months that our mechanics have been working on. All right. No other questions or comments? We'll go over to the financial report.
Okay, Sue?
Chief?
You're muted. We can't hear.
Sorry, start over.
Good, start
Good.
over. Your son is not too.
Good evening, everyone. Going over the October financial report, our operating expense budget remaining goal is at 66.67. Our operating expense budget remaining actual is at 69, so that's a good thing. We are under our budget at this time. Operating balance as of 10/31 is at 4.7 million, LGIP at 11,597. October collections were at $7,872.42, which is primarily our COBRA and retiree health insurance. Wire transfer from Charleston County that we received for September property taxes was at $64,738. Our year-to-date non-standard overtime at 10 was at $83,000. Our GEO bond 2018 bank balance is at 6.6 million. So any questions on the October financial reports? The dashboard. So if you guys had a chance to look at the dashboard, our year-to-date property tax revenue as of October, it increased by 203,000 from last year's tax revenue. Even our September property taxes that we received in October was at 65,000. That also increased by 28,000. Last year we had around $35,000. So that's a good sign. Year-to-date operating expenditure as of October was 4.7 million. Our expenses increased by about $108,000 from last fiscal year. This increase is as a result of recognizing expenses in appropriate year and identifying accruals more systematically and efficiently. We can talk about the year-to-date non-standard overtime. Again, it's presented in the financial report, which is at 83,000, but compared to last year, it was at 57,000. So that's a little bit over. And the reason for that being a little over is because of the current situation we have with COVID. The salaries, including regular and standard overtime, is at 1.9 million compared to 1.6 million last fiscal year. The vacation and sick pay was 189,000 compared to 168,000 last fiscal year. So based upon that, our staff efficiency for October is at 90%. And also wanted to let you know that our October COVID-related expense was about $1,500. Our year-to-date is at $35,000. Staff requirements, the current staff at STJFD is at 130 employees. Our current staffing requirements as of October was at 9 firefighters, but of course that got updated in November because we had five new hires. We did not have any workers' comp injuries for this month.
Hey.
He said yay.
Yay. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Any questions? All right.
Okay, we're done.
Okay, Donald, do you have an attorney update?
Nothing until executive session.
Okay. Does anyone have any old business that we should discuss? Any new business? Okay, clipping right along. Bill, the building committee report.
Okay, Station 4 is moving along. It's about 45% complete right now. The roof decking is on the bay area, and the dormitory is ready for the roof trusses. They will be installed this week. They are currently on site. The plumbing and electrical work is continuing today. I was there this morning. The locating stakes or pins are being set for the new generator. Ryan was setting those out this morning, and then the old generator at the trailer is going to get a new breaker by Nixon Electric. That's like $1,400 and some dollars. Station 5, Nixon Electric will also be doing the converting the generator that's to be installed there. That was the old one at Station 4. It's been moved to Station 5, or will be. And that'll happen on November 12th, Thursday. That's about $2,000 for that. 825 Main Road, Chief Walls delivered the second down payment of $25,000 on this past Thursday. And the realtor has put up the under contract signs at the front of the property now. And realtor is also setting up a closing date, which will need to happen before December 14th, because that's when the final payment is due. And we did locate the septic tank a couple of weeks ago, and it is unusable and will need to be filled in. And if we're going to use toilets in the existing building, they'll have to be pumped to a new septic tank system. Station 6, there's still no change actually on anything that's going on there. We still have the 3 outstanding items: the patio repair, the apron flooding in the front of the station, and the landscaping. We're still getting quotes on those. That's all.
Any questions for Bill? Okay, the finance report. We met on Thursday, November 5th, and in addition to what Suchitra went over, we also went over the bond, the capital improvement plan totals. And basically what we wanted to do was reconcile the current bond. And the reason that we have to close on Main Road in December instead of January, February that we assumed was because the negotiations took longer than what we anticipated. So because we kind of went back and forth various times with the seller on the price, that kind of pushed everything along. They had never really put dates in the agreement, but what happened is when the agreement was finally signed, then we got into the number of days to address certain things. So that's why the closing is now in December instead of January or February. On Thursday evening, Chief Walsh, Chief Stanley, and I went to the Charleston County Finance Committee meeting, and I was really surprised. They breezed right through it, and when they got to our bond request, they approved it and moved on. So that was a good sign for the Finance Committee, and most of the council members were there. So tomorrow night, and Chief, is it at 5 o'clock tomorrow night for the first reading? 5?
I believe it's 5 o'clock then, but I'll double check on the time.
Okay, because I didn't go out to their website yet. So tomorrow is the first reading. And then the final third reading is December 17th. I think the second reading is December 8th. Yes. So we have the first reading tomorrow night, the second reading December 8th, and the final reading December 17th. So I'm assuming for now, since they had no questions in the Finance Committee meeting, both Anna Johnson and Jenny Honeycutt got our PowerPoint presentation ahead of time. We clarified revenue opportunities with both of them after meeting with Mac Guile, and I'm quite sure Mac helped smooth things along too, that the other council members didn't have any questions. We did have representation from Gary Pope's company, but he basically ended up not having to say anything. So we were out of there, I think, faster than the amount of time that we were waiting for the meeting to start. So it really took along. So we'll be going to all 3 readings. We'll keep you posted, but I think because we aren't asking for a mill increase, I think we will probably be in pretty good shape. I feel that we have Anna's support, Matt Giles' support. I'm assuming we have Jenny's support, although she hasn't said anything to the chief and I. She did approve it, in the finance meeting. So we do have enough money in our bond balance to pay the final closing cost on Main Road. It's earmarked for Station 4 right now, but we should be able to issue our bonds, or if we do the ban, in January, so that we'll still have the funds, since we aren't going to be doing final payouts on Station 4 until spring. So from a financial standpoint, I think we're in good shape. Worst case scenario, say they wouldn't approve our bonds. We do have enough money, less about almost $200,000, that we would be short funds for both Station 4 and paying off Main Road. So the worst case scenario is that we would go to our excess fund balance to finalize the payments for Station 4. But I really have a good feeling about our $3.2 million bond request being approved. So that's it for the finance report. Does anybody have any questions for me? Okay. Steve, Human Resource.
Yes, as Chief Walls mentioned, we did meet last Friday, November 6th. We did discuss several items, healthcare increases, officers' promotions for equipment, the personal appearance, SOP, or rather SOG, and we'll discuss them further in executive session.
Okay, and Eric, I know we haven't had a strategy planning meeting. I would assume we'll try to do something before the end of the year. Am I correct?
Can you repeat that? I was trying to take the phone off mute, so.
That's okay. We haven't had a strategic planning committee meeting, and I know you've talked about it, and I'm assuming you're going to try to have one before the end of the year, if you're up to it.
Right, there's no report for it. If not by the end of the year, it'll be the 1st of January, because we need to get moving on some things now with everything coming together.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm down a little bit, but hopefully by the end of the month, I might get released from the doctor. So.
Well, and we have different things clipping along. So I think one of the biggest topics to discuss in the strategic planning meeting, and it kind of overlaps with the building committee, but to talk about Main Road property and to come up with a game plan and kind of a timeline of how we're going to attack this to get it functional. And I know, Eric, you want to pull in the maintenance team. Ike has been working on that, and I think Gavin also has been coordinating that, and really better understand the maintenance needs that could be addressed in the immediate future at Main Road. And we did
that, and also training.
Yeah. So I know that's one of the biggest topics for the next strategic planning meeting. Any questions for Eric? Okay, any public firefighter comments? If anyone's there.
No, I don't think anybody's here. So I don't think there's any comments currently.
Okay. Okay, commissioner comments. Bill?
I have no comment.
Okay, Bob?
I have no comments.
Steve?
As always, thank you for everything the district does. We really appreciate it. And please stay safe. Thank you.
Mary?
Thank the district for what they're doing, and I hope and pray that everyone stays safe. Thank you.
Ike?
Yes, I just want to reiterate on congratulating the 3 engineers and welcoming the new 6 firefighters. And also, Eric, I hope you have a speedy recovery as you go along, in the name of Jesus. And also, I'd like to thank all employees under the sound of my voice, that you always appreciated here, county commissioners, in your day-to-day duties. We really appreciate what you're doing and ask you to continue on to do your job in a good professional way in and out of your uniform. Thank you.
Thank you. Leroy?
Yes, ma'am. Chief, again, I want to thank you publicly for getting with the voting commission to allow us to use the station. That really made things good. And like you said, we only had one small line once when we first opened up. After that, everything went smoothly. Again, thank you. And thank you for looking way ahead with the personnel. I know a couple of years ago, I asked, I said, do we need more personnel because the island is growing? And you said, Leroy, we'll look at that later. And I'm glad that you understood what I was asking about, and that you had the vision to actually see that we need, enough people to make sure that all the apparatuses are covered good. Yeah. So thank you again. And to all the commissioners, I am leaving tomorrow for my Thanksgiving break. I'm going to a son's second wedding and starting my holiday. So please keep me in your prayers as I travel, and I'll hopefully see you guys back in December.
I'll be safely, Roy.
Stay safely, Roy.
Frank? Yeah. Frank?
Just a couple things. Valerie, I wanted to thank you and Commissioner Blake for working the voting booth and allowing St. John's to use the area. And thank you for a smooth operation that day. Congratulations to the 3 new engineers who were pinned tonight, and then the 5 new experienced firefighters that we have. And then also congratulations to the firefighter that we are getting back from military leave. Thank you for his service with the military. And finally, just want to thank Chief Walls. Thank you for ensuring that all of our crews have the adequate PPE gear for COVID. Thank you for ensuring everybody's staying safe. And thank you to all the firefighters who are out there every day working in conditions that have a lot of unanswered questions with the virus. So thank you. Thank you, everybody, for their hard work and continued commitment to St. John's Fire District.
Harry?
I'm just going to ditto what everybody else said and no other comments. Thank you.
Okay. I'd like to also thank the chief for all the hard work that she's been putting forth. And I thought the HR meeting really went well with a lot of forward thinking of some changes that we need to make. And I appreciate your whole team. Everybody's working really hard, and under the circumstances of COVID, that has to be somewhat of a challenge. I'd also like to thank all the commissioners, because I think the commission, everybody's doing a little extra. When Leroy and I met to sign some paperwork, Leroy commented on how much action we've been having lately. So I think this commission has been running really smoothly, and I appreciate everyone's dedication. So that's it. Does anybody have anything else?
No.
Okay, we are going to adjourn to the executive session to discuss human resource and also finance topics. I piggybacked off of the chief's message, and I sent the conference call information. If anyone didn't see my email or you have problems getting to it, if you can text me, I will text you the phone number and the password. But we're going to drop off the call now and move to the conference call for executive session.